Okie dokie. If this feels very intense this morning, feel free to lie with your legs in Sukhasana, legs just crossed, or soles of feet together, knees out to the side, and just take a few moments to settle in. Arms wherever they feel comfortable, maybe hands on chest, connecting with your breath, or maybe arms down to the sides. Wherever feels comfortable today, just settle in as you start to feel that external rotation in the hips, which is what we'll be working a lot with today as we enter our flying pigeon Galavasana pose. Leave your layers on if it's chilly. We'll be on the mat for a little while. Take 5 long, deep breaths here as you just settle into your day, settle into your practice. Take note of how your body is feeling and just be mindful with whatever you're working with today. Go slow, take it easy if you need to, or go for it if you're feeling strong.
Maggie. Oh, nice.
In and hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug as we just start to feel that rounding in the spine. So because we're working with an arm balance today, we'll be doing a lot of rounding in our spine, moving into spinal flexion, getting nice and compact in our arm balances. And then take hold of your knees. So right hand on right knee, left hand on left knee. Draw the knees apart and then start to circle the knees around. So we're just moving through a few hip circles. Just start to feel that rotation in the hips. Slowly easing into the joints. And whenever you feel ready, change direction of those circles and circle back the other way. Good, and then closing the knees, give yourself one more big hug. Maybe you want to curl your nose to your knees, really allow the spine to round and the shoulder blades to feel like they're moving apart. Taking hold of the outer edges of the feet, let's move into happy baby pose. Bringing the knees to the outside of the ribs, feel that opening through the inner thighs and inner groins. And again, if it feels good, rocking from side to side, just really working into that rounded shape through the spine. So if your tailbone curls off the ground here, just allow for that. And then we'll keep holding the right foot and bring your left foot either onto the ground or straight, whatever feels good for you. And then increase that happy baby stretch in your right leg as you maybe bring that right knee down a little bit deeper. Make sure your shoulders and your neck are nice and relaxed here. Starting to really open up through the right thigh. Then with your left hand, take hold of your right foot and move your right leg into like a pigeon-like shape. So you've got your shin nice and parallel. And maybe you gently want to press the right thigh out to increase that external rotation of your right leg in a pigeon now. Starting to feel more of that external rotation in the hips. So of course we're going to be working a lot with this shape today of where your right leg is in now. So allow for a little bit of movement there if it's feeling very tight, or just hold and breathe. We're going to do this a few times. So bringing the right hand back onto the right foot, move back into your single leg happy baby. Feeling opening through inner thigh and groin. And then again with your left hand, draw your right leg across into your supine pigeon pose, feeling that external rotation in the hip. Just explore that in your body if you need a little bit of movement there, or just hold and breathe into that stretch. Now float your left thigh up, so your left thigh connects with your right ankle. So you find yourself in your figure 4 stretch. And then option to hold around the back of the left thigh or shin, wherever feels good today, and rest the head back onto the mat. Working a lot with this figure 4 shape today. Nice deep breaths as you slowly ease into those hips. Bring your arms out to the side into a cactus position and twist your legs over towards the left, moving into a twisted figure 4. And then pressing the right knee up towards the ceiling, still keeping that external rotation in the hip. And maybe turning your gaze over to the right. Gently we ease back to center and move back into your happy baby pose, taking hold of the outer edges of both feet. Rocking it out or holding and breathing in your happy baby. This time we keep holding the left foot and bring the right foot onto the mat, or legs straight, whatever's feeling good for you this morning. Of course, straighter leg will be more intense. And then deepen your happy baby with your left knee moving out to the side of your body, resting your head and shoulder. And right hand takes hold of the left foot to bring the left leg across the body, and then moving into that pigeon pose shape where we're externally rotating through the leg and through the hip. So really trying to create that 90-degree kind of angle here, bringing your shin maybe a little bit closer towards you. I'm trying to keep the shin parallel to the mat because we'll need that a little bit later to hook our arms over. Moving back into our single leg happy baby, holding left foot with left hand. And one more time through our supine pigeon and pressing that left thigh out. Little bit of movement there, or still, whatever feels good to ease into there. Then we float the right thigh up to connect with the ankle. And then move into your figure 4 stretch, either hands behind thigh or shin. Bringing arms into cactus and moving into your twisted figure 4 to the right, landing the left sole of the foot on the ground next to you. And still encouraging that external rotation, opening the left thigh. Or if it feels good, just maybe moving through a few ranges of movement there with the hip. If you need a little bit more just to ease in this morning. Slowly we come back to center, moving back into your happy baby pose, holding both feet and settling back. Good, so really working the shapes we'll be entering now. One more time, we're going to bring the left sole of foot onto the ground, or straight if you're going for it, increasing the happy baby on the right. Bringing the right shin across, moving to your supine pigeon, really trying to create that nice straight shelf of your right shin. Floating the left leg up, find figure four, but this time we're just going to draw the right shin in our figure four. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling and press through your hands. From here, gently curl your head off the ground and see if you can hook your elbows over your right shin. So a little bit of wiggle there if you need to. And what's super helpful in this pose is to curl your right toes around your left upper arm. So really feel your toes wrapping around your arm. You can stay like this if this is feeling intense, or see if you can keep that hook as you extend your left leg forwards and out. Pressing through those hands, rounding through the shoulders, keeping toes hooked on that left upper arm. Good. Slowly easing it back and releasing your head down, move back to happy baby. Right foot releases to the mat. Left leg increases into that happy baby shape. Bring left shin across, supine pigeon. Really externally rotate from the hip. Keep those left toes flexed, toes up as you bring your right thigh up to connect with your left ankle. Then we'll reach up through the arms, curl your head off the mat as high as you can, round through those shoulder blades as you hook your knees over your your elbows over your left shin. So you're trying to create that chaturanga position. And then again, can you get your left toes to curl around your right upper arm? That's it. So stay here if this is enough. We're trying to keep your toes curled to keep that hook as you extend your right leg forwards. Good, rounding through the spine. And then slowly release, come back to figure four, and just relax the legs, knees to chest. Rock it out or roll your head from left to right. Just come back to your breath. Good. Wrapping your right thigh on top of your left, come into Galavasana legs. And with an undergrip, so I like to have my palms up to face the ceiling. Take hold of your shins, ankle, feet, wherever they land up. Come into a supine Galavasana and just feel that work into the hips. Take a few deep breaths here. And from here, we'll take eagle arms, Garudasana arms, bringing the left elbow on top of the right, and then wrapping those arms together, maybe palms come together to touch. And from here, we're going to curl up, bringing our elbows to the inside of the right knee. Good, curling up nice and high. Inhale, release, elbows and knees away from one another. And then exhale to curl up, round the spine and round through your shoulder blades. Good, two more like this. Inhale, release, elbows and knees. Exhale to round up nice and compact. Inhale as you release. Exhale to curl up, rounding through those shoulders. Slowly release and extend legs up. Changing the hook of your legs. Left thigh on top of right. Take hold of shins and ankles and rest your head and shoulders back on the mat. Taking a few deep breaths here, still working strongly into those hips. Moving into our eagle arms, right elbow hooks on top of left. Good, wrapping palms together and then curling the head up nice and high. Try and hook your elbows to your left inner knee. So you've got some space to really lift there. Feel the rounding in the spine, and then inhale, release, elbows and knees. Exhale to crunch up and round through the spine. Inhale as you release. Exhale to curl up, nice and compact. One more time. Inhale. Exhale to round up. Feel that opening between your shoulder blades. We're going to use that later on. And then relaxing head down, hug knees to chest, let it all go. From here, take hold of the back of your legs and roll up to seated. Bring your legs into Sukhasana, so easy pose, with your right leg in front. So right leg in front, Sukhasana, and then take a gentle forward fold. And if you like, you can bring your elbows onto the floor as if they're going to be parallel to your shins. And then forward fold like this, just to work this action that we were doing with hooking our elbows over our right shin a little bit later on. By lengthening your spine. Take a few breaths here just to settle in. Bringing our chest closer and closer towards our shins and legs. Slowly coming upright, take hold of your right leg and you're going to bring it into that rocking baby kind of position. So it's totally up to you here. You're holding your right foot or you can bring it into the crook of your left elbow. So just deciding what is best for you this morning. Ideally, we want to get that shin in nice and close because it's going to be useful later on. And maybe just rocking from side to side, working strongly into that right hip. The more we can bring this right shin up and parallel to the ground here, the easier it'll be later on to get our elbows hooked over that shin and take our Galavasana pose. Good, if you need a little bit extra movement, feel free to take it out to the side, like a little seated happy baby, and bring it back into rock. Wherever you may be feeling a little bit of stiffness and tightness in the hips, just working with your own body. Good. And then when you're ready, land that shin into Agni Stambhasana, our fire log pose. So hooking your left ankle, or rather your right ankle, over your left knee. Try and keep that shin as parallel as possible. If this is very intense, just hold here and breathe, sitting upright. Or if you're quite happy in this pose, maybe you wish to forward fold. Good, gently we're coming upright. And then from here, gently step back. So take your hands back behind you. Come into a seated figure four, but have your left foot a little bit further away from you so you can sit upright here without the use of your hands. So have your left foot out a bit. Good. So now you've got that right shin right here, parallel to the top edge of the mat. See if you can bring your elbows forwards over the front shin in a chaturanga arm-like position. And here's a really nice place just to explore where you'll be placing your arms. So your shin has come up onto your triceps. Your arms are going to be bent like a shelf. And then these toes, I know I'm emphasizing the toes because it's really helpful once you're there to use those toes. So think of your right toes curling around your left upper arm. Feel that hook. Good. And then round your shoulder blades, so curl back a little bit. And imagine later on you're going to be pushing through your hands and leaning forwards. Nice. Alrighty. And then let's slowly release. And then when you're ready, come back to Sukhasana, this time left leg on top, or left shin in front of right. And folding forwards, bringing your elbows in front of your left shin. Bringing your chest closer towards the shins and thighs. Lengthening forwards, but allowing a little bit of rounding between your shoulder blades. Breathing here. Slowly be coming up, taking hold of that left leg, moving into our rocking the baby. Maybe your foot's coming to the right elbow, or you're holding the foot. Bringing that shin up nice and high. If you need a little bit of extra movement, you can take it out to like a happy baby shape. Or if this is working for you, keep it here. Allow whatever movement you need to get into your hips. Nice. And then when we're ready, we're going to place that leg on top of the right for your Agni Stambhasana thigh log pose. So trying to get that shin nice and parallel to your mat. Flex the feet. Option to stay upright here or forward fold. Working strongly into that external rotation now. Slowly coming up to place your hands behind you, shuffle your right foot forward and come into that seated figure 4 position. Make sure you can sit upright here so that you've got a nice stable position. Good. And then from here, bringing the elbows forwards again over the shin. Try and keep your shin nice and parallel. Hooking the elbows. Try and get your triceps really nice and hooked over that shin. Flex through those hands, push, round through shoulder blades. And then again, see your left toes and curl them on the outside of your right upper arm. So on the outside of the arm there. Just feel where we'll be heading later on. Good. And then slowly releasing from here, coming to all fours, so bringing feet to the side, up onto hands and knees. Spreading fingers, opening palms. And moving through a few rounds of cat-cow with your own breath. Maybe you want to emphasize a little bit more around the rounding of your spine and that stretch between your shoulder blades, and maybe hanging out there a little bit longer if you need to. Then hold your cat stretch up, round through the spine, look forwards, drishti, and lean a little bit over the wrist, keeping that press through the hands and the rounding between your shoulders. Nice and strong through the arms as we look forwards, lean forwards. And slowly release, uncurl. You extend the right leg straight back behind you. So we're bringing this in for our back leg in our Galavasana. And it feels like this leg weighs a ton when we extend it back later on. So let's just connect with those hip extensors as you round knee to nose. And then kick the right leg back. Feel those glutes and hamstrings working to lift the leg at the back. And again, round knee to nose. And kick that leg back. Nice and strong and active through your back leg. One more time. Holding it back nice and strong. Look forwards, lean forwards over your wrists. Little chaturanga. Lean forwards as much as you can. Push back up. Bring right knee to right upper arm. Hold there for a second. Feel that hook. And then step your foot forwards past your hands, coming into your lizard pose. So taking a few moments in your lizard, feel your right leg, and maybe you want to allow the sole of your right foot to even leave the mat as you feel a strong opening into the right hip. Make it a little bit more about the external rotation in your lizard. Maybe your right knee is dropping a little bit out to the side. Ground the foot, straighten your back knees, left leg extends, and take a step forwards into your Malasana squat. Squat down, round through the spine. And just feel that opening between the shoulder blades as we round in our Malasana. Changing legs, step your right leg back. Now come into lizard on the left. Left leg is forwards. You can release your right knee down if that feels good. And then allowing that hip to open. Of course, be on your hands or your elbows, whatever feels good for you today. Externally rotating the left leg in lizard. Good, then bringing the hands a little bit closer as we move back to all fours, bending the left knee to hook onto the right upper arm, left arm, and extend that left leg straight back behind you. So again, thinking about our back leg in our Galavasana, as we round knee to nose, and then using those hip extensors to lift that back leg up and back. And rounding knee to nose. Push through the hands, round through the shoulder blades, and lift up at the back. One more time, rounding knees to nose. Kicking back, feel the work of that back leg. Now look forwards, lean forwards, and as much as you can, move forwards as you enter a little baby chaturanga, lift the back leg up. Good, press back up, left knee to left upper arm, step forwards through a lizard. Feel that little opening into the hip. Straighten the back leg. We come straight forwards into our Malasana now. Settle into the hips. Round through the spine. And then bring hands to heart center as you slowly press up to standing. Working through those legs. And then keeping your feet where they are, swivel on the toes to face towards the back of the mat. So your thighs are crossed over like your Gomukhasana earlier. Fold forwards, bring your chest low. Bring your hands towards the mat. We'll be working with this later in a pigeon leg. And then see if you can look forwards and lean forwards over your hands. Just feel a little lean. Good. And then slowly come back up, hands through heart center. Swivel to the left. Bring your chest forwards onto the thighs. Hands come to the ground. Just as it's going to feel it later on, but a whole lot harder. Look forwards, lean forwards is the key to all arm balances. Come back through center, back to standing, and bring the feet together in Tadasana, mountain pose. Taking a moment to check in and ground here. Rising the arms up, Hastasana, high mountain. And slow forward fold. Moving into Uttanasana. Inhale to halfway lift. Walk, step, or jump through plank. Good, welcome to take a vinyasa if you want to. Otherwise, we'll be moving back into downward dog. Reaching the right leg up for three-legged dog. Again, feel that activation of your back leg. You're going to need it so much later on. Round knee to nose. And in your knee to nose, really pull your thigh in and up. How high can you get your thigh to your chest? Press back, three-legged dog. Activate that back leg strongly. Off we go, knee to nose. Pull the thigh in and up, round through the spine. And press back, three-legged dog. Good, knee to nose. Hold it here. Bring your right foot towards your left hand as you lower into pigeon, but just not quite yet. Pull back up in your pigeon, hover your pigeon. Yes, round through the shoulders. Keep kicking that shin forwards. Lower to pigeon. One more time. Press it back up, round through the spine. Yes, and now you can settle into your pigeon pose. So shuffling the leg back. And if possible, see if you can bring your right leg a little bit more forwards. I know it's tough. Creating more of that 90-degree shape, if possible. And then bringing the elbows, like we did earlier. Bit of a theme going here. Hook your elbows over your shin and ground through your hands. Good. So working the huge flexibility component of this pose. Getting comfortable with our elbows hooking over our shin. And maybe you want to think about your right toes over here. Maybe curl those toes up. You'll see how useful they are later on. Gently walking up into hands. Center your right hand as you reach your left hand back for your left foot. And maybe just feeling a little bit of work through that back quad and hip flexor for later on when we take it back. Not major flexibility, but if it's feeling tight, I might feel good this morning. And then gently grounding through the hands. See if you can pull that right leg up for an active pigeon. Nice and strong. And then press back into your downward facing dog. Beautiful. Let's feel it on the left. So left leg rises, three-legged dog, strong, straight, active back leg. Bring knee to nose as you round through the spine and round through your shoulder blades, like a high plank. Press it back, three-legged dog. Round knee to nose. How much can you round through your spine, your shoulder blades, and press through your hands? And press it back. One more time, knee to nose. Hold it there. Bring the shin forwards for pigeon. Little lower. And then strong lift. Active hovering pigeon. Good. And then little lower. And then push through those hands. Round through your shoulders. Round through the spine. And then settle into your pigeon pose. Nice. Shuffle back. And again, see, can you bring your left shin up a little bit higher towards parallel at the front of your mat. And then settling onto your elbows. Trying to create that sensation of your elbows hooking over the shin. Toes wrapping around the upper arm. Still pushing into your elbows. Feel a little bit of rounding through those shoulder blades. Breathing here. And then gently walking out to hands. I like to center my left hand as I reach my right hand back for the back foot. Feel a little bit of opening into back hip and quads. Beautiful. And then grounding through the hands. Strong active hovering pigeon. So bring that shin up. Press it back into three-legged dog and ground back to downward facing dog. So gazing to the top of the mat, option to walk, step, or jump to your hands. Inhaling to halfway lift. Exhaling to forward fold. Rising to Hastasana, high mountain. And arms relaxing to your sides. Take a moment to connect back with your breath. Next, we'll be moving through a little moon salutation. So we'll start facing forwards. You can also start facing the side like the classical way. We'll inhale both arms up, interlace fingers, and reach up through your index fingers. And then take a nice lateral stretch over to the right, keeping hips and shoulders facing forwards, and arms up. Lateral stretch to the left. And inhale, arms up. With your left foot, take a big step to that side of your mat and come into your goddess pose. Really feeling that external rotation in the hips as we press the thighs out. Straightening the legs for triangle. So right leg extends, left toes turn in, moving to your Trikonasana. Feeling that stretch through inner thighs. And then turning to fold over your right leg, come into your pyramid pose. You can just turn onto the ball of your left foot. Squaring the hips. Bringing the back knee down, come into low lunge Anjaneyasana. Inhale, arms up. Reach up. And then moving to Skandasana. So either hands are on the floor on the inside of the right foot, or bringing hands to heart center. Completely up to you. Feeling that opening in the hips. Skandasana over to the left. See if you can come lower. Bringing the shins a little bit more towards the upper arms. Turn to the back of the mat, so turning to your left leg, round the back knee, arms up, Anjaneyasana. Good. Forward fold, pyramid pose, straightening the left leg. Grounding the back heel, opening up into Trikonasana triangle on the left. Moving back up through your goddess pose, pressing thighs wide up to the sides. And then we'll step to the back of the mat, step to your left foot, arms up. And we'll straight away side stretch to the left, hips and shoulders still pointing forwards. Inhale, arms up. Side stretching to the right. Nice lateral stretch. And arms up. Taking a big step with the right foot into your goddess pose. Externally rotating through those hips. And we'll bring it back around. So triangle to the left. Trikonasana. Fold forwards over your left leg into pyramid pose. Right knee grounds for low lunge, Anjaneyasana, arms up. And then moving to Skandasana. So either hands are on the floor, turning to your Skandasana, or hands to heart center. Wherever you are, see if you can bring it quite low in your Skandasana to feel those shins moving towards upper arms. And over to the right. Turning back to the front of the mat, low lunge, Anjaneyasana, arms breathe up. Beautiful. Forward fold, pyramid pose. Grounding the back heel, move to triangle to the right. Back up into our goddess. Bracing those thighs wide. Stepping back to the top of the mat and grounding hands to heart center. So hips should be feeling nice and warm. We'll flow through one more variation and then we'll start to move towards our peak pose. So from here, come to figure 4, left ankle hooks on top of right. And in your figure 4, lean forwards and see if you can bring your elbows below your shin. And see if you can curl your left toes around your right upper arm. Just stay here for now. Getting lower and lower to the ground. Take a big step out to the side of that left foot, come into goddess. Then straighten the legs, turn the toes in, and slowly move forwards into our wide-legged standing forward fold, Prasarita Padottanasana. Keep your hands underneath your shoulders, so in that halfway position. Look forwards and lean forwards over your wrists. Gaze forwards, lean forwards. See if you can take a little bit more weight through your hands and maybe be rising onto the toes. Pushing the ground away. Feel the lean forwards. Rolling the feet back to the ground, triangle to the left. So left toes turn out, right toes turn in. Trikonasana left. So just shortening our moon salutation. Folding into pyramid pose, left. And from here, moving into a standing split. So bend the left knee, slide hands forwards, and see if you can keep your hands flat on the floor for today. Even if the bottom leg's a little bit bent, doesn't matter. And then from here, curtsy your right knee behind your left. And again, feel that strong push to straighten your back leg up and back. 2 more like that. Bending the knee in. And then feel the leg working to take your leg back behind you. 1 more time. Bending. Pressing back. Now holding it here. Place your hands forward so you can really ground through hands. Look forwards. Lean forwards. Even if that bottom knee is bending a little bit. Feel the lean. Lifting the back leg up. Good. Coming to one-legged Tadasana. Right knee comes up. Cross it over, figure 4 stretch. Right leg is on top now. Settle low, bringing the chest closer to the thigh. See if you can bring your elbows below the shin. Maybe right toes are curling around left upper arm. Sit really deep. Good. Coming up to take a big step into goddess. Arms and legs straighten, turn toes in, slow forward fold, Prasarita. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders. And then again, look forwards, lean forwards. The more you lean onto your hands, the lighter the legs become. So just feel that leaning forwards, looking forwards, pressing through the hands, rounding between the shoulder blades. Releasing back. Right foot turns out, triangle to the right. Beautiful. And move to pyramid over your right leg, forward fold. Gaze forward, stepping into standing splits. Bring your hands forward, hands flat on the floor, just to feel that. Reaching the left leg up and then bending the left knee in. And feel that push to extend that leg back. And bending knee in. Whatever feels good, hips open, hips closed. Just feel that glute and hamstring working to get your leg up at the back. Last time, bending knee in. Pressing back, keeping that press, look forwards. Lean forwards onto your hands. Even if the bottom knee bends a little bit, feel the lean. And then bringing the left leg up, one leg Tadasana. And grounding through both feet. Good. Well done. Okay, so now we're ready to start to head towards our peak pose. So if you have 2 blocks, we're just going to take it slow because it's such a massive flexibility and strength pose. I'm just going to give you some options to work with along the way. So if you've got 2 blocks, keep them handy. Nice. So we'll start with the right leg coming on top for our figure 4. And we'll enter with that. So right leg on top. Sit down into your figure 4 pose. Good. Now you felt just now hooking your elbows below your shins. So that's, of course, the first option. Now you've got your blocks. Maybe you want to bring your hands closer towards the floor and start to bend your elbows to take that chaturanga arm position with your shin hooked over your upper arms. So my right knee is on my right upper arm, my right toes are curling around my left upper arms. And I look forwards, lean forwards. Start to feel more weight coming into the hands. Blocks can be higher or lower, it depends on you. You might not even need them, but it's nice just to work the shapes. And if your front leg is like really tight here, it's hard. Okay. When you're ready, slowly come up, and we'll do that on the other side. Good. Hooking the left ankle over the right thigh. Sit low into your figure 4, bringing those elbows below the shin. And then finding your blocks higher or lower. If you have long arms, maybe your blocks will be a bit lower. And then just feel the stacking of your shin on your upper arms. Create that shelf with bent chaturanga arms. Now find your drishti. Look forwards and lean forwards. This is such a big leaning pose to take the load of our legs and lift them. Now feel those toes curling around your upper arm. It really helps to keep that wrap of your leg on your arm. Okay. Slowly come up, shake it out. Good. So maybe you want to continue to work with your blocks, and maybe you'll take them 1 notch lower now. Okay. The next one is quite fierce for the squatting action. So you'll have to just kind of feel. For me, it feels quite strong. So if we're working with blocks, I'd stand my left foot on the block and then flow through the same versions. But now what the block has done is it's perched me up a little bit higher. Okay. You might not need your blocks at all now because you want to start getting lower and lower, and the block is helping you to get that little lift and leap. Just as you enter it, go slowly because it's quite a squat. If you don't have a block, just play with that, explore that with the block. Otherwise, you're more moving towards that kind of toe stand look. Nice, Roxy, going for it. Yeah. Okay, so with your block, you can stand on your block, move through your figure four, just go slowly here, it's fierce. And then squatting down a little bit more into like a toe stand shape. With or without block. Then snuggling that shin onto your upper arms. And starting to lean a little bit more forward. So of course now it's really getting into that external rotation of the front leg. The bottom block is perching you forwards more into the lean. Try it also without the bottom block if you want. Nice. And just be aware if you've got long sleeves on, it makes it a little bit more slippy and slidey. So easier with your skin. Yeah. Try that on both sides. Nice, Claire, I saw that bell. All part of the fun. Maybe you want to remove blocks now and kind of move down through that little toe stand and start to take blocks away. If the blocks are really helpful for you to just get your hands down onto something, then they serve a purpose. If you feel like you don't need your blocks, yay, nice, take it. Then start to bring your hands down to the floor. Okay, so some of you are familiar with this pose and are floating and flying. Awesome, go for it. So let's go through the next stage, okay? If you're still with me. Cool. So from here, now please feel free if you want to keep using your blocks for your hands or anything, go for it. Next, we're going to start coming down, feeling that hook of your knee on your upper arms and starting to lean more forwards. So leaning on our little shelf here, taking more and more weight into the hands and maybe just starting to feel the bottom foot lift off the floor. And that's going to be really strong. So see if we can work through that. Take a break if you need to. Find a good hook. Look forwards. Lean forwards and use your toes wrapping around your upper arm. Nice, Virdos. That was an awesome setup. Perfect. Yes. Yeah, nice, Claire. Nice little balance there. Nice, Anya. Anya, awesome. Working with the blocks, that's perfect. Lean more. Look forwards. Lean forwards. Yes. Yay! Nice. Of course, you want to feel strong with this first little step, and it's fierce. So keep working at this stage. Sleeves definitely don't help. They almost cause your legs to slide off your arms. Yes. Now, if you want to start taking that back leg back, the most important thing is you need to lean more forwards, of course. Yes, Tara, nice. So you'll feel the difference from that foot being just hovering off the floor. And then as soon as you want to start taking your back leg away from you, it becomes more of a lean. So that is the key. And you got to power through your back leg. Yes, so looking forwards. Nice, Juliet, leaning. Now lean more as you take that leg back. Yes. Stunning. Nice. Go slow. Look more forwards, Claire. Gaze forwards. Yes. Move forwards. Yes. And it's just that fine little lever. Nice, Eva. Awesome. Lauren also going for it. Amazing. So the more we push through that front shin and push through the toes, depending on your length of arm and leg, that pushing through the front leg also helps to send your back leg away. Nice. So make sure you're even on both sides. You're probably getting to the point now where it's getting quite intense if you've done it a few times. And there's so many stages to work with in this pose. Nice, Emma. Yes, perfect. Yeah, that's coming. That was perfect. That's perfect. And as soon as that leg goes back, the body almost goes, oh my God. And it's just that feeling of leaning more really helps. Nice. Perfect. It's looking amazing for those. Nice setup there. That's it. It's just a little bit more lean. You are so there. Nice, Vandana. All right. Well done, guys. Let's just come to seated with our legs crossed and take a little twist from side to side, just slowly to start unwinding. So sitting with legs crossed, twist towards the right, just lengthening up nice and tall and gentle rotation through the spine. And lastly, turning your gaze to look back. After all that rounding in the spine, just working that lift in the chest. Coming back through center. Inhale, sitting tall. And exhale, gently rotating to the left. Lastly, turning your gaze to look back. And slowly coming back to center. Uncross your legs and slowly start to recline down onto your back. Bring both knees to your chest. And keeping the right leg drawn in, lengthen your left leg down along the ground. And take a little twist towards the left. Bring your right arm into cactus. Just feeling the opening through the shoulders and chest now. Slowly easing back through center, hugging knees to chest, and then extending right leg down and gently twisting over to the right. Bringing your left arm into cactus, start to feel the opening in the chest. And easing back to center and grounding through both feet. So seeing as you have your blocks, you're welcome to take an active bridge, or if you want, you can place your block underneath your sacrum, underneath your pelvis, under those two little dimples in the lower back. Make sure it's not in your spine, but under your hips. And then just gently start to relax and unwind. After all the rounding we did today, it might feel nice to just go into a little back bend. Or whatever feels good for you in this moment. You can work higher up on your block or press your hips up into an active bridge, or if you want, go into full wheel, whatever you desire. So wherever you are, maybe if you've worked higher on your block, you can slowly start settling down. You can gently start moving into your Shavasana, and it is 10, so I will leave you guys. Well done, you all did very well. Make sure you're warm enough, cozy, and take a nice long Shavasana. I won't see you at 1 o'clock today, but I will see you on Wednesday morning for a nice hip external rotation class again, but playing with some different shapes. So I look forward to seeing you all again then. Bye guys.